Alright, original Salome Retrain is here, along with her new Crest, so let's begin. But before we start off with the Salome cards itself, we're gonna start off with this promo card, which I think is a funny one, Dekusegi Dekukan, which is a grade 3 with 18k base power. Yes, you heard that right, 18k base power. So obviously, it's gonna have the restriction where, count Vanguard Rearguard, this card cannot attack. Where you can release this restriction with the second skill of Act Vanguard Rearguard cost, Soul Blast 1, this card loses its original count abilities into the end of the turn, meaning that it can attack, which will now be able to activate the third skill where Auto Vanguard, when this card attacks, costs Energy Blast 3, this card gets +1 crit into the end of that battle, then you can Counter Blast 1 to give it Drive +1. I'm kind of just going over this card because I think it's just funny, because it gets crit +1, Drive +1 with 18k base power, which isn't entirely too bad. But if you want higher base power, I'd rather play MLB. Oh, and keep in mind, this unit has Celestial in the name, meaning that there can be some weird interactions, especially for the Quick Start deck boss unit with the support. And now to the new Jewel Knights itself. We start off with the original Jewel Knight Salome. It's the copy and paste of the original, where on Limit Break, if you have 3 or more Jewel Knights, plus 2k and 1 crit, and it also has the special Counter Blast 2 to Superior Call Jewel Knight from your deck. It's pretty obvious, this is pretty outdated, but if you saw Cecilia from the other day, it's probably going to be a buff with the Stride unit, in which we go to the Stride unit, Climax Jewel Knight Lord Evelyn, copy and paste of the original, where the main skill is Act Vanguard once per turn, cost, flip a G card face up, and then if your heart card is Jewel Knight and you have 3 or more Jewel Knights, all your Jewel Knights get plus 3k power for every copy of itself face up in the G zone. Obviously kind of outdated nowadays, but the main part is the new added skill where, just like Cecilia, if your grade 3 is the original Salome with the Limit Break ability, you do not get imaginary gifts in the fight, you can discard a total grade of 3 from your hand to strike this card from face down, even if your opponent's on grade 2 on your first grade 3 ride, then G-flip a Jewel Knight and get 2 imaginary gifts along with Salome Crest. I'm just gonna say this now, Raging Form's gonna have the same exact thing. In which we finally get to the Salome Crest, which has the same 2 skills as the other one, where original power of your Limit Break grade 3 becomes 13k, along with Limit Break abilities can be activated regardless of how much damage. With the unique Crest skill, where if your heart is leading Jewel Knight Salome with the Limit Break ability, your Climax Jewel Knight Lord Evelyn on your Vanguard gets the original ability of the hearts, and the first time that she would pay for the Counter Blast 2 ability, it's reduced by Counter Blast 2. So basically, Evelyn, when the condition is right, she's gonna get extra 2k buff with an extra crit, which will make her 30k with 2 crits with 1 free call per turn. Remember, Salome is not a once per turn, so you can actually use the Counter Blast 2 skill to call something more than once a turn, but most likely you'll only call once a turn. Combined with the Evelyn, where extra 3k power buff for the rear guards, along with herself and the Salome, will make her 33 with 2 crits on its own. It's overall not too bad, it's just basically mass power up for your whole board, even though the power gain isn't as much as recent numbers, but overall it's not too bad since it's free basically, and it builds up over time. And free crit pressure is always pretty nice. I am curious on how Raging Form is going to go though. And finally, here's the G zone for the premium deck set for Salome. Not too bad, but I will have to say Royal Paladin G guards are a little weird still. So that's it for the new Salome or Jewel Knight updates. What do you guys think of it? Honestly, not too bad. It is of course going to be debatable whether you want to run Limit Break Salome or the new V version, especially when the V version can restand. So you can debate it to yourself as Jewel Knight players which one is better, especially using Ashley. Because keep in mind, in V Jewel Knight playstyle, anything placed on top of it, that includes riding, skills activate. So play it on your personal preferences. But anyway, that's it for this, and see you all next time. And I'm still wondering about how Raging Form is going to work out.